Okay, I don't make a lot of videos with me in them. I'm a writer, and I like to hide behind the mightier pen. But going forward, that won't always be possible. Some words are just too powerful to not be spoken. Donald Trump. Donald Trump stands for and perpetuates ideals that I've always been against. He's an unpresidential president with neither the fortitude, capability, or temperament to handle the office that he now holds. He's a disgrace at a national level and an utter embarrassment. He should never have been allowed to run, let alone win. But he did run. He did win. And we stand more divided now than we have in decades because of it. Donald Trump ran on a campaign of fear and hate. He used insults and prejudices to incite fervor for his cause. And people showed up in droves to support it, to share in it. They embraced it, and because of that, it grew. And Trump is right to call it a movement. But a movement isn't always good. Sometimes a movement ushers in worse times rather than better ones. The Trump movement, it's not going to make America great. It's going to make us hate one another. It's already started. My guess, that's why Putin supported Trump and used his resources to focus an attack on the DNC and Hillary. Because as Lincoln once said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And boy, are we divided. And the longer we stay that way, the weaker we'll be. And a weak nation is not only open to attacks, it invites them. We need to get that under control. Not for Trump, but for each other. We don't have to accept our president, and that notion needs to be accepted by conservatives. It is neither un-American or traitorous to dislike your commander-in-chief. Many conservatives hated Obama, vocally. We never demanded that they shut up or accept him as their president. That his station meant you were not allowed to voice your discontent. It's the First Amendment. Use it. And we need to be afforded that same right. We need it now more than ever. January 20th is fast approaching, and there are just a few things to say because of that. Donald Trump, Mr. President-elect, it's time to buckle down. We need a leader who won't go on rants against celebrities, one who will refrain from letting criticism guide his actions and words. You have to practice temperance over obstinance, humility over hubris. When something happens, you should not only think twice before speaking, you should consult the aides at your side before taking to Twitter or any other medium. Then go further. Use empathy and pragmatism. Play devil's advocate. Think, is there any possible way that this could be misconstrued or used against me by foreign enemies or my critics? Would this appear to be disrespectful, unkind, or otherwise unbecoming of a leader? You need to run your every decision through a million scenarios and consider every worst possible outcome to that decision. You need to do this because that outcome could happen, and if you can avoid it, you have an obligation to yourself and the people of this country to do so. There is an added benefit to empathy and the abstract thought of considering outcomes and scenarios before acting. Should you consider them and still decide to act, you'll be ready for the repercussions. That is what you and we need. This level of mindfulness moving forward. We deserve that as your constituents, as Americans, as human beings. January 20th will be here soon. You will put your hand on a Bible and repeat an oath that many before you have. And when you are done, you will stand in the most respectable position in these United States. But that respect is not owed to you. It is earned, every day, by you. When you wake up, every choice you make is with us in mind. In the end, that is what you have won. The right to lead a nation, not the right to be respected by one. We beseech you, as Republicans, as Democrats, as immigrants, as the disabled, as the men, women, and children of this great nation. Earn the respect of a nation. Be presidential. Show modesty and accountability. Show humbleness at the honor of being where you are. To sit behind the resolute desk is a privilege save for a selective few. You have earned that privilege, but everything else is still subject to the way you treat the nation and the world. You'll find that if you are a great president, you won't have to demand our respect. You'll already have it. I wish you the best of luck. Oh, and nib high football rules.